How many minutes?
Hello, everyone. I'm Alex,
Hello, I'm Mariela.
and we are recording in Mariella's car as we do every
Once in a while, when Alex here.
yeah twice a year, which is perfect 'cause it's usually actually around the solstices. It's usually around beautiful transitions.
Yes.
So we are um, obviously right at the end of December as we're recording this, and it's been a year. So today we're gonna reflect a little bit on 2024 and talk about the beginning of 2025 and pull some cards to kind of welcome us into this new year. And one thing I love about this time, so many people, it's really confusing, I find, when we talk about New Year's. So people think, well, the Earth is pretty much saying it's like a new year as the light starts to come in on solstice, right? And then, we have the calendar year. But then we have like Imbolc, which is at the end of January, which is considered like a Celtic New Year, because that's when like spring is technically beginning, and life is slowly starting to come in many places. And then we have like Chinese New Year, which is it in February this year? I'm not sure when it is this year.
I think it's the end of January,
January.
sometime 20 something.
Okay. Yeah. So we have like a lot of things, but one thing when I think of winter in the northern hemisphere, um, the winter is that time of like that womb state,
Hmm.
like that gestation period of, or you can think of it as death, like the time before.
One
So we're
birth
seed
day.
planting, is what I mean. We're seed planting right now. We don't have to come up with, because people are like, New Year's, new things. And it's like, yes. And um, we need to allow for the pause for the transition. And I think we're in this
Mhm.
beautiful time of transition. So when we're in transition like this, in between this time of like before action takes place, it's a great time to reflect. This is why I love this time
Mhm.
of year. Love reflecting. So, um, Mariella, what were the themes you felt arose, or what's your reflection of
2024.
2024?
Hmm. Yeah, let me think. Mm. Mm. The theme I feel is that the old system is ending, right? For everybody. So we feel inside everything is um, cleaning, and we see a lot of things outside of ourselves that we couldn't see before,
Mm-hmm.
things that we might not like, that were in the shadows. Um, some of the things are, well, everything is part of our plan. Um, it just feels now that is more real for me
Mm-hmm.
than before. Like every single thing, I didn't realize like everything is part of my path, and everything is a symbol of myself and what I have to do about myself. um I feel for me this year, I felt like I was embracing the change
Mm-hmm.
every beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, give me more, give me more. I can handle it. I want to change it. And now I'm a full stop. Like literally, I asked my supervisor I needed a break at the end of this year because I needed to ground.
Mm-hmm.
I felt all over. I was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I am in that moment of transition, but I feel like things are still happening even though I want to break
Mm-hmm.
and stop.
Mm-hmm. And then having to move with it.
So yeah, we're in the almost birthing part
Yes.
of the leaving the old and starting the new system, and I want to see that. I want
Mm-hmm.
to see what's new and what's better. But for myself, um, it hasn't been easy this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not that things have been horrific,
Mm-hmm.
but lots of things that I have been working on.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As I've been reflecting, I've been thinking about what is a word that represents this year. And acceptance, I think, was a word that came up,
Hmm.
and boundaries.
Hmm.
I think boundaries is going to be another one for next year too, but you know, and I think I'll
More?
bring
How much
acceptance
more?
with me.
Should I go to another planet?
I feel like this year, I don't know if you can relate to this or anybody else out there can relate to this. It feels like there was like a first half of the year and a second half of the year. Like it was like 2 years within one.
It has been a lot of things.
It's been a lot. So like the first half of the year was I was doing new things and pushing forward, and there was lots of energy and excitement, and there was some grief that I was moving through, and um yeah, still in kind of this weird uncomfortable place. And then in after the summer, after we recorded together last, um for a couple of months things got more challenging inside myself personally, and then I had to come to a deep level of acceptance of being okay. And I feel like this year has been that. So relationships like ending or changing, and having to accept that, because I'm really big at like holding on to things, like just grasping for dear life. And so this year I saw that I can do the acceptance, and acceptance for me is letting go. When I can accept what the reality is in front of
Mm-mm.
me, and accept that these hard times do always change, right? Like there's like an acceptance is like also some
At
type
the
of,
end? Like,
yeah, like just because something painful happened doesn't mean, like, I don't know. Yeah, it was just like this acceptance of like letting go of a reality that I had,
mm,
that things were always going to be like,
mm,
I don't know. Anyway, so there was like a letting go of a reality or an acceptance of what was.
yeah, for me too.
Mm-hmm.
There's that letting go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's, I feel like this year has been that. And once I was able to start letting go or accepting, feels like things have been moving so freaking fast since September. Oh my gosh, like whiplash. And it's like moving fast, but also I can't point what's been moving fast.
Yes, I feel that everything has been going so fast.
But I'm like, what's been going fast? Like,
No, for me, everything. I have been nonstop
you have been. Because yeah, because Mariella started school this year in
in
January.
January.
And I've been kind of trying to navigate my idea of my business. That's been
Mm-hmm.
something that's been slowly birthing,
Mm-hmm.
but also navigating taking care of myself in a whole new way that I've never fully dived into. I think
Mm.
that's what I'm telling myself anyway. um,
Well, just being away. It has been a year, your first year, right? Away? How many years have you been gone?
yes,
3 years.
I know. I've been gone, so I don't live in Calgary. Ooh, that's gonna be our card. um, I haven't been in Calgary for 3 years, and yeah, that's like a long time. And now I'm thinking of potentially buying a place
There.
there. But, but I came up with a dream. Should I share my?
No.
Okay, I won't share my dream.
So your dream for yourself or a
Dream for
dream?
myself.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
but it's okay. I'm gonna share.
Yeah.
But it's to be between many places.
Hmm.
So just because
That's my
I'm
dream too.
just because I'm settled in one place doesn't mean that's my only place.
Yes.
Um, and I realize I'm like, that might change in a couple of years. I might move somewhere completely different.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I'll deal with it when it comes. I don't have to have this very set way of doing things.
Or you can stay there.
Or I can stay there. But then I would like to, because my dream is to be between Calgary and
Yeah.
St. John a lot more. Um, I love the energy of the big city. I have so many people I love here. Um, but I really do love the more peaceful nature of the East
The
Coast.
quiet,
Yeah, and all the
the
trees.
trees, the animals, the ocean.
I love it. So yeah, so I feel like that's kind of been my year, but there's been a lot of death this year. Like a lot of people have passed away.
Hmm.
Whether they're people who are close to me or close to other people, I feel like there's been a lot of death. I don't know if
Hmm.
you've experienced that.
Just one big one for me.
Hmm. Yeah. So it's just interesting to kind of, I don't know, we're in interesting times. And so 2024 has been full on growth.
Mm-hmm.
But the positive pieces for myself has been a deeper understanding of like valuing people around me. Like I get afraid of relationships. Like, and I don't mean boyfriend girlfriend relationships or intimate partnerships or you know what I mean, romantic relationships. I'm afraid of those, but friendships, my friendships,
Traveling.
yeah. So like I've tried not to make
Mm.
too close of friends or be too close in St. John.
Hmm.
I don't want to have to be there. And so now I'm feeling really connected to some people out there and but I'm still connected to people out here. So it's like how can I value it all? Anyway. So
We
um
have confessed everything in our heart.
so for yourself, like definitely take that time to reflect on this past year because we're about to step into this fast moving energy that is this is not
And
stopping.
we have tasted it a little bit, but
Hmm.
it's just a taste.
Yeah, this is
It's
a
going to
taste,
be full blown.
full blown. So because
Yeah.
we're moving out of the Pluto and Capricorn, we've moved out of that. So that was kind of a slower earth structured energy. Now we're moving into the Aquarius, but we also are moving into the North Node change, which I'm so excited for Pisces and Virgo. I'm so
Oh,
excited for this change. We'll talk more about it in
okay.
January. So excited. But yeah, so we've been pulling some cards as we're speaking here. Um, but the idea is we're kind of letting go. We're kind of saying goodbye to 2024 and
Goodbye, 2024. I'm so happy you're
um,
gone.
and welcoming what's next. So I don't know exactly what you've been thinking, Mariella, as you've been shuffling the cards. So I one flipped out, like a flipped, that I pulled, and it might have been in terms of reflection of last year, maybe, or maybe it's kind of where we're at. This King of Wands, and as you can see, it's like that fire energy, which we just wrapped up Sagittarius.
Mm,
And we got that lion energy, so clearly very Leo-esque, which we have Mars and Leo.
that's
We
right.
got a lot of Mars energy going on, so hold your horses, be
Yeah.
kind to yourself, and have compassion for everybody, please.
Oh, who was it? I think on the 30th, when there's the new moon or around that time, there's something happening, and it's not the new moon in Capricorn. But if you feel like your emotions are big, just try to take care of yourself, calm down, have a bath, because it can blow out of proportion.
Yeah, we're moving into airy and fire, air, and water, really. And so we're losing a lot of earthy energy in some ways, I find, because Pisces is going to be the north node, right?
Yeah.
I think so. No. Yes. Yes. So it's going to be very watery. So very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And so the earth is going to be in the south node. So yeah, do as much earthing, grounding, reconnecting to our body, right? So we're going to be very heady for the next while, which is great for ideas and possibility. Like let's think outside
Creativity.
the box. Like we're going to create something new and different because what we've been doing isn't working. So how do we
Yeah.
create that?
And being in touch with yourself,
Mm-hmm.
with your emotions, what you feel, connecting emotionally with others.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun. So
So walk us through.
So I got one for what is leaving.
Hey.
So this one's for what is leaving. It's focus and it's crystals.
Oh, look at that beautiful amethyst crystals.
Beautiful. So we're leaving this. And you see, there's like those lights that have been appearing in the sky. You see that?
Oh, I love it. Well,
But
seeing
it's
a mountain in the distance, like it's clearly like, very focused. But now maybe we need to move from this hyper focused to like
yeah,
broadening our perspective, maybe.
yeah. It looks like here is too busy, and the energy is pulling us to the next space,
Mm-hmm.
and it's more peaceful on the other side.
It's beautiful.
And maybe the aliens are coming with us. They
Yes.
are guiding us.
We don't need to be afraid of them. That's what I think. Maybe
That
I'll be wrong.
is past.
Okay, so
And
past.
so this one is now, it's wolf instinct.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it is like a standstill. The wolf is standing there.
Yeah, but you know what I'm thinking of? I'm
What?
thinking of that Mars energy. So Mars energy is going to be really affecting us. Like the Mars retrograde energy is going to be affecting us until March. And it's a very instinctual, hot thing, but
Because this one that we're leaving, we're going towards that peaceful space. It's almost like now we're starting to see.
getting more clarity. Yes, because there was a mountain in the background, and here's another mountain further getting closer.
Yeah, it's kind of gray.
Ah.
So it's almost like we didn't see it yet well.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like colorful,
But winter isn't always so colorful.
but it's there. And then this is what is becoming rain and purification. It's like a whole new thing that we were not expecting.
So we're getting closer to the mountain and into the trees. So, hmm,
This is full
interesting.
of life and rain. It gives more life. In this card, it's the night and the moon is there.
It is, yeah.
So it might be a little bit dark in a way, like standing to walk the new path.
hmm And I imagine this idea because when we're purifying, doing any purification rituals, what we're actually doing is we're stepping into our truest values, right? We're having to let go of certain things. We're having to move forward in a new or different way because we're aligning with ourselves, and we have to purge. We have to let go of things.
Yeah, but rain brings life, the green,
hmm
everything needs water.
And I'm like, where is this patch of light coming from that's there? There's like a beautiful patch of light here at the bottom, and it is lighting up the moss and the water. Like it might be the moon. That would be
That
fine if it
is
was, but it's
lighting.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Kind of that bit of light in the darkness,
Yeah, there's a little bit of like a treasure type of thing.
Mm, yeah,
Mm.
the things that we'll find.
It is foggy. So yeah, we won't see a lot this year yet because everything's just starting.
hmm
But we will see more later in the other next years.
So I'm curious. Let January be a time of clearing out as we step forward.
So exciting. Let's see what we clear. Okay, so past truth. So we used to have a truth and our truth is changing.
Mm.
The winds of change. You see?
Oh,
they
yeah.
are blowing.
Yeah. So that is something I've heard. So we're going into numerology number 9, the year of 9, and it is going to be it's kind of like a completion. And so we're going to have way more insight and awareness and truth. And we've heard lots of channelers and astrologers talking about this idea of some truths that will be arising. And although we've been understanding the truth and learning the truth, I think there's going to be like deeper understanding of truth.
Mm-hmm. And so this card is connected to relaxation. We
Hmm.
will need that because we will need to ground. It seems like this is the second time and they are telling us love.
Ah,
Oh, we have to ground in love.
okay, but I want to say the truth is love.
Yes,
Like so much more. When are we going to come into this truth and see it for
that
real?
is, yeah, true.
Anyway, but and then you see the beauty. And when you can see the beauty in all things, like that is an expression of love.
I have been dreaming of flowers lately, like lots
Ooh.
of them, and I can smell them in my dreams.
Oh, wow.
And then what is coming? Opportunity.
Mm. Hmm. And I'll just throw it out there, just, there's a lot of Venus action going on. That's been at the end of the year and the beginning of the year. So there's actually a lot of,
Emotion,
and love.
and some things that we can't see.
Mm.
There's some nights in here.
Hmm. Like holding all the
But
cards.
they are meant to clean and we'll have a better future.
What deck of cards was these ones? These ones were the Sacred Destiny.
Destiny.
Love this one. I told her we got to use those ones.
Yes.
They're my-
And the other ones were the earth magic. I really love too.
Mhm. The pure.
So these next ones are the last ones. They are the tea leaf fortune cards. And
Oh, I'm so excited for these ones. These ones are always fascinating.
so target with a goal-oriented person.
Mm. Target, a goal-oriented person.
Then
That's
July.
That's pretty symbolic. Ooh, okay.
Maybe we'll see something by July.
Okay.
Beetle, good fortune.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Handshake with a meeting with a stranger could be important. And do you see the earth is here? And the, I don't know.
Oh, the Earth and the Moon. So the cosmic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh. Meeting a stranger could be important.
Yeah. Maybe it's from another world or is so big, the stranger that you meet. Like it doesn't have to be exactly the same thing for everyone.
Yeah.
And finally the nest. You were
The nest.
talking about the
Oh.
gestation with an emotionally secure, loving family is important for you. Definitely.
Mm. So if we look at these cards, all of us are going to kind of feel it differently within ourselves. So I'll say it for myself. So
Mm-hmm.
um, there's a target or some goals that are being set.
Mm-hmm.
We can see some potential fruition
Mm-hmm.
um, in July, or maybe July is when good fortune comes, just in general. Or maybe the good fortune will come with the handshake, but it all will help us, support us, lead to this nest of these loving connections
Yeah.
being within it.
And so as a collective, we have a goal probably that something's going to happen. Something about like by July. And we have to think it's the most fortunate thing.
Mm.
Because it is. It's what is a beetle? I don't know much about beetles.
Well, beetles are actually, I remember pulling so beetles work together. Beetles are really strong and indestructible.
Mm.
They have a very hard shell. They're very capable. They can get into
Mhm.
many spaces.
Mm.
But they are, yeah, I'll stop there. In terms
Because
of
the
the
handshake is also like I feel like people are going to start helping each other more and working together.
Mm,
And it
yes,
makes sense with the beetle.
I agree.
And then I've been hearing that we're going to have our own tribe
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and stay together where we can help each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of things I've been hearing and that we've been hearing is that there is going to be lots of transformation for this next year. Um, and it's kind of intimidating. In Mariella, we've talked about this many times, but we're feeling the feeling that we had um, just before COVID started.
In
And we're like, yeah.
2019.
And we knew it was coming. And then the astrologers were like, yeah, it's coming. And now we're like, oh no, they're saying it's coming.
Again. And not just for a person or not just for a family, it's like for everybody,
Yeah.
like COVID was.
Yeah. And we knew that. And we were like, yes.
Unless you were in an island, probably they didn't feel it.
I don't know. I think the whole world has been affected just because the economy has changed and because we're more globally capable due to technology. I feel like you cannot be not impacted unless you are a tribe that is living somewhere that is not impacted by modern society. But our
no,
Earth is even just being
I
affected.
was going to say.
So I heard someone say that we might even start to understand what like, and we are starting to understand. Like we're learning how trees communicate and like
I
plants
know.
communicate,
Yeah.
and that they can recognize us from like long parts away, and like just these amazing things. They're
Mhm.
also we're learning that they are these types of sentient beings
Oh,
that
they
we're
are.
just.
And we have to be kind and respectful with them.
So I think those are the ideas of truths I wonder that will arise,
Mm-hmm.
because Earth is uh, like, who knows, like is it its own sentient being,
Yeah.
and what does that mean? But we need to take care of it. But I believe that nature is our greatest teacher, and so what can we learn? What can
We
we
are.
learn?
We are nature.
Exactly.
Everything is us.
Hmm.
Even the rocks have their own energy and you can talk to them.
Hmm. So yeah, we're going into this really interesting time. um, I may have said it before, but I'll say it again. Marianne Williamson talks about this idea that there's systems that are falling, so we need death doulas. But there are new ways of being and living that are starting, and so we need birth doulas. And so, we can start to get afraid about what's coming, and we can get anxious or worried. But the reality is that sometimes hard things are where we learn and grow.
And that they need doulas.
Yes. Whether you call them light workers, way showers, wayfinders, counselors, just your average person who just wants to share love with the world. We need that more than ever now. So they'll be the light as we move through these interesting times. But it'll be exciting to kind of move through this together.
So exciting. We will tell you about it next year.
Exactly.
And then supposedly things are going to keep changing 2026, 2027.
Yes, 2026 is when all the last bits of the Taurian stuff starts ending.
The last what?
Taurian, Taurus,
Oh, Taurus. Okay.
Taurus space stuff that started in
Wow.
2020.
So everything. It's not that it's just ending now. All the time, something's going to die and something is going to birth. We
Yeah,
just have to get
yeah.
used to that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you in the new year.
Yeah. Happy 2025.